frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final.
Hotel and Ephrata that offers large, clean, king and queen size bedrooms with microwaves, fridges, cable TV, HBO, ESPN, and more. Free coffee and free continental breakfast included as well. They also have fax services and high-speed internet available to all rooms, all for an unbelievable low price. I'm talking about the Ephrata Inn Motel, where it's their business to serve you. Call today toll-free at 877-454-3575, located at 848 Basin Street Southwest, the Ephrata Inn Motel.
On the left, the $6 footlong Subway Club with turkey, Black Forest ham, and roast beef. On the right, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki dripping in sweet onion sauce. 2 footlongs enter, none leave, because you ate them. The sweet onion chicken teriyaki and the Subway Club, they're footlongs and they're $6 each. Subway, so much sandwich.
Are your kids rough on your furniture? Things looking a little run down? Then come to More Furniture in Ephrata and we can help get things back in order. We have all the top name brands made with strong quality support, including Sealy Posturepedic mattresses, because whatever you do in bed, Sealy supports it. The next time your furniture is in need of some replacing, stop into More Furniture in Ephrata, locally owned and trusted for over 100 years.
Paul Lozier was a Grant County farmer who supported a number of community causes throughout his lifetime. He created the Paul Lozier Charitable Foundation to continue his charitable giving. The Paul Lozier Scholarship Foundation provides scholarships to students attending colleges within Washington. To learn more, please visit the Lozier Foundation website at www.lozier.org or find us on Facebook. The Paul Lozier Foundation, a legacy of charitable giving.
Whether you're looking for a bigger car to support your growing family, a new truck for your business, or something to pull that toy of yours, we've got you covered at Barry Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram and Ephrata. Come see us today and learn why your family, friends, and neighbors buy their cars at Barry. On Basin Street for more than 35 years, and with locations in Moses Lake and Wenatchee, we are one great place to buy a car. Call or click 754-2411 or barrysaves.com.
They can talk to their kids and their grandparents about. Paul Lozier was a Grant County farmer who supported a number of community causes throughout his lifetime. He created the Paul Lozier Charitable Foundation to continue his charitable giving. The Paul Lozier Scholarship Foundation provides scholarships to students attending colleges within Washington. To learn more, please visit the Lozier Foundation website at www.lozier.org or find us on Facebook. The Paul Lozier Foundation, a legacy of charitable giving.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are in Ephrata, Washington. It is the 4th game of the day. It is the 8th game of a 20-game pool play. Robert Williamson set to bring you all the coverage. James Crenshaw is at the helm. He'll be controlling the videos, the replays, the graphics. And here we go with a nightcap. A couple of teams that have lost the only game they participated in yesterday. Ephrata They lost to Midwest Plains. That was that Charleston, Missouri squad by a final of 3-1. Meanwhile, as the Southeast champions, it was a 6-1 loss for Surry County to Cape Cod. So a couple of teams that have lost a game. They're certainly not out of the bracket play scenario. And even if you lose this one, you may not be out. But you certainly don't want to get yourself into a situation where you've maybe got to consider other people and how they fare that gets you in. So very important to these two squads. Surry County, North Carolina, Ephrata, Washington, the Mudcats, the River Dogs, trying to advance, trying to improve that mark to even at 1 each. Mackenzie Cook will step into the batter's box to start things off. There is Jordan Rios getting his final warm-up tosses in before we get this one underway. It's a beautiful evening here in Ephrata, Washington. Temperatures during the day hit 95 degrees, but overnight the cool down is supposed to get into the upper 60s. And currently it has dropped down into the 80s, and we think before it wraps up into the 70s. Under mostly clear skies, there has been a haze and some smoke over the area over the course of the last week or so. Humidity at 22%. Winds out of the west at 6 according to the iPhone weather app. But looking at the American flag in right center field, it's not moving. So it is a perfectly calm night. Great night for baseball. Good crowd on hand, and before play got underway, before these squads took to the diamond, there was the recognition of some people that have made these World Series possible. 4 out of the last 6 years, 3 out of the last 4 here in Ephrata. And one of those gentlemen, Randy Boroff, playing a big role. He was honored. The PA guy who apparently is retiring from the aspect of doing the PA for games here during summer at the park, he recognized as well. And we get this one underway with the toss to Mackenzie Cook, the center fielder. Getting that lineup set for you for Surry County, North Carolina. Center fielder Mackenzie Cook will start things off. Clay Taylor, the shortstop, batting in the 2 spot. Michael Roberts is the third baseman, batting third. Chandler Johnson in left field has the 4-hole. Tyler Whitaker is the 5-hitter playing right. Second baseman Ethan Danley hits 6th. Mason Wood is the first baseman in the 7 spot. Bailey Johnson, the EP, hits 9th. Tyler Myers will pitch and bat 9th, and Chandler Dolphin-Ball is the catcher. He hits in the 10 spot for Surry County, North Carolina. 2-1 the count on Mackenzie Cook. The Rios pitch fouled out of play to even the count at 2. The Ephrata's got Jordan Rios on the hill. Behind the plate, Ethan Etter. The first baseman is Nick Lopez. Cameron Valdez at second. Shortstop Joe Taylor. Zach Berryman at third. In the outfield, Joe Mahilich is in left field. Center field, Dakota Fingar and Duncan Favor in right. Count is full, 3-2 of Mackenzie Cook. It's been a good and big day of baseball. You've had a couple of teams go to 2-0 in pool play, one of which was Mid-County, Texas. They knocked off Pacific Northwest, Vancouver, Washington, 6-1. And now that Texas team with a 2-0 mark in pool play. Cape Cod is perfect at 2-0 as well. One hop to short. Taylor will whip it over to first and get the out of Mackenzie Cook on the 6-3, 1 away. One gone for Clay Taylor. A convenient hop on the backhand Taylor, and he's able to get it over to first in time to get Cook. Clay Taylor, another shortstop. You got a couple of teams who have got Taylors at the 6th spot. Joe Taylor for Ephrata, Clay Taylor for Surry County. Into the strike zone to the Surry County Taylor, as it is 0-1. Michael Roberts moves to the on-deck circle. So if you're looking at teams that certainly have got the momentum, when you have played a couple of games and won them both, then you are in the driver's seat. And right now, Mid-County, Texas and Cape Cod, Massachusetts, your 2-0 squads. Of course, you got a Blue-Lit team that is 1-0 and did not play today, so they remain unscathed in pool play. Here is the 1-2 offering. We'll get another look at Blue Lick tomorrow. Popped up to short. Joe Taylor says that's mine. He makes the catch and there's 2 gone. Michael Roberts next. Chandler Johnson to the on-deck circle. Got to recognize, too, our camera crew, E-Fiber. They are responsible for providing the camera ops, and what a great job they've done today. I think we've switched the crew around a little bit for the nightcap, but not much. And you can always count on I-Fiber to come through in the clutch, regardless, whether it's tripod, camera op, multi-strip outlet, or a cartload of vittles, as we call it in the South. Boy, Heather fixed us up with a feast in between games, so thank you very much, Heather. I consider myself, as I told her, a professional eater. Darren apparently does the cooking, and Heather does the cooking as well, and they kind of put their talents together and come up with a feast. 2-1 on Michael Roberts. Into the strike zone. The count evens up at 2. But a big hats off to Darren and Heather for providing a great meal in between games 3 and 4 today. Outside with a pitch, 3-2. I'm trying to think of all the things they have provided during the course of now a couple of days of baseball. They have certainly come through with a clutch. Got a 10 that's protecting the van. Line right at Taylor. Well, everything went Taylor's direction. He handled a 6-3 and he handled a couple of flyouts. We have played a half inning going to the bottom part of inning number 1, and the home team, the host team, Ephrata, coming to bat.
Sure, Trustology is about sharing our financial expertise and helping our clients succeed. But it's also about helping local families enjoy a more festive holiday season, making sure parents have the supplies they need, and giving local charities everything they can grab in 90 seconds. It's employees who have a passion for serving their neighbors and the communities they live in. When you see Washington Trust's Crew in Blue doing their thing, that's Trustology in action. See more at Trustology.
Top part of the first, well, I guess all we needed was a catcher, pitcher, shortstop, and Taylor playing flawless in the top part of the first. And it's a 3-up, 3-down Surrey County. Top part of the inning, we head to the bottom part. And by golly, it's the same guy leading things off. Shortstop Joe Taylor will begin things for the River Dogs. Rest of the lineup has third baseman Zach Berryman batting second. Center fielder Dakota Vinkar in the 3 spot. Cleanup belongs to first baseman Nick Lopez batting 5th. The right fielder Duncan Favor. 6th hitter is the EH Arsenio Martinez batting 7th. Left fielder Joey Mahilic. The 8th hitter Jordan Rios. The pitcher, catcher Ethan Enner is in that 9 spot, and Cameron Valdez playing second will bat 10th for Ephrata. Well, throughout the course of the game, we're going to give you looks inside the dugouts, looks from center field, looks from atop the first and third base dugouts, and obviously behind home plate as well. And of course, we bring them to you from all kinds of mediums. JockJive.com, Ephrata Sports World Series, or make that Ephrata World Series 2017.com. Also on the Babe Ruth Facebook page. Live coverage of the game, too, so if you need multiple means by which to watch, there you got it. Dropped foul, but barely. Joe Taylor almost put that down the line into right field. Tyler Whitaker over to retrieve if it drops in, but, well, he still retrieves, but it's in foul territory, and the count even at 2 on Joe Taylor. This is an Ephrata River Dog squad that throughout the course of their season coming into the World Series. Coach Randy Boroff said the one needed ingredient, consistency. They can have some outstanding innings of play, and they can have some that aren't so much. So he was asking for a little consistency coming in. We'll see if he gets it out of his River Dogs. Mudcats, they won a 1-1 record after a couple of games of pool play, just as bad as the River Dogs, as it's fouled out of play by Taylor. Got Tyler Myers on the hill for Surrey County. Behind the plate, you'll find Chandler Deffenbaugh. First baseman is Mason Wood. At second, Ethan Danley. And there is a base hit into right field. Leadoff single for Joe Taylor. And a base runner aboard for Zach Perryman. Ethan Danley at second, Clay Taylor the shortstop. Michael Roberts playing third for Surrey County. The outfield has Chandler Johnson in left, Mackenzie Cook the center fielder in right, Tyler Whitaker. Opening pitch to Zach Perryman. Misses the zone. Your officiating crew: Jim Burns behind the plate. Brian Streggy is at first. Greg Chouinard is at third. Into the strike zone. I thought I heard Blue call a strike. I see on the scoreboard 2-0. There's the throw over to try to get Taylor. He is able to get back safely. And it is 2-1. I see the official indicating now with the fingers 2 balls and a strike. Though our scoreboard is tied into the scoreboard here, so anything they do officially over in the press box. Ouch! Well, that got a pop of the head of Zach Perryman, but Perryman just didn't react, just trots down to first. Maybe that didn't catch the helmet. It sure looked like it was close. Nope, got him on the shoulder. So a couple of base runners on for the River Dogs as Berryman is hit by the pitch. Taylor will go to second. Dakota Fingar coming to the plate. Nick Lopez to the on-deck circle. 2 on for the River Dogs here in the first. Right-hander Fingar awaiting the pitch from Tyler Myers. Shows bunt and punts that over into the North Carolina dugout. Johnson O'Brien Stadium here in Ephrata. It's the home to Tiger baseball high school wise, and if you look at the scoreboard, all kinds of accolades for their success here on the diamond. If you want to sock it out of the park, it hasn't happened often. Bunt and everybody is safe. Dakota Fingar's bunt designed to get Taylor to third. It did. Designed to get Berryman to second. Did that. But he did not expect to get on, and he does. Had a lot of Mudcats rolling around in what would have been the mud if we were playing the game in the South, but wound up in the grass trying to get to the bunt by Fingar. I see the pitcher falls, Myers. Then you got your first baseman that trips and falls, Wood. And the base is all loaded up for the River Dogs as Nick Lopez comes to the plate. High with the pitch. Well, I think we've got game coverage veterans watching tonight, since it's game 2 for both. And you probably know the process. You know that a little bit later on in the broadcast, we're going to be asking for your shout-outs. Also, you know, don't you, that we're going to encourage you to like us on Facebook. We're harping on 10,000 because we're awfully close and sure would like to get there tonight. And plus, you see hashtag Babe Ruth WS there above your scoreboard. If you put that into the search engine on Facebook and Twitter, you're going to see all the big plays of today's baseball here at Johnson O'Brien. 3-1 pitch into the strike zone. And Tyler Myers has got himself into a early bit of a bind with the bases loaded and nobody out. 3-2 on Lopez. Swing and a miss, and Fanning. That's a big K for Tyler Myers. Needed the out badly and gets it via the strikeout. And he chased one out of the strike zone. That was up high on Lopez. Well, that fastball, tough to lay off of. Just about the same spot to get the first strike on Favor. Arsenio Martinez has moved to the on-deck circle. Bases loaded. Mudcats trying to get out of a bit of a bind here in the first with the bases full. Pitch just missing. By the way, on Facebook, 56 likes from 10,000. 1-1 pitch. Misses, 2-1. We are keeping an eye on Facebook because that 10,000th like, well, we don't have anything special to do, but just you'll be remembered especially. Count even at 2. We remembered who hit 9,000. Coach Silva there at Southern Union Community College down in Wadley, Alabama. And we'll remember who gets us to the 10,000 mark. And once we hit 10, okay, I promise I'll lay off a little bit. I mean, yeah, we wanted to grow, but we'll kind of cut back on the push. Count full, 3-2 on Favor. Arsenio Martinez hoping for an opportunity. Should get it unless Favor wraps into the double play. Bases are full. Fingar is at first. Berryman at second. Taylor, the base runner, at third. Into left field, base hit. That will play runs. Taylor comes in and scores. Berryman rounding third. He will score. Meanwhile, to second goes Fingar. Favor with a single that drives in a pair. So Favor delivering, drives in a couple of runs. Taylor will come in. Berryman will as well. Fingar in second. Favor the base runner at first for Arsenio Martinez. Spin move by Myers to second, diving back in Fingar, but nobody was covering. By the way, when we reach 10,000 on Facebook, we can shift the focus to the 1,000 we won on Twitter. And we're about 140 some odd away from a grand there. Hit the 1,000 on YouTube. Desired. High and away, 2-0. Throw goes down to second. Caught in between. Fingar goes to third. Tagged out there. Throw down by Deffenbaugh. And then Fingar gets caught, tagged out, trying to get to third. And there's 2 away with Favor at first for Martinez. It's a nice play by Deffenbaugh. Goes to Taylor, and Taylor will send it on over to Roberts to put the tag on Dakota Fingar. Into the strike zone, 2-1. Just got a little too far off the bag, and I'm not sure, but I think that he realized he was so far off he wasn't going to get back to second, trying to get that hand on the bag before the tag of Roberts, and didn't do it. Foul back to even the count at 2. Nice crowd on hand watching baseball here. Of course, you got the host team, the home team playing baseball here in the 8 o'clock matchup, so you would anticipate a little larger crowd. Count is full on Martinez. When you get to the second, it's Johnson, Whitaker, and Danley all coming to the plate for Surrey, North Carolina. Something about games that involve River Dogs. The game that wrapped up prior to this one between the River Dogs of Moses Lake and Tucson, Arizona went 2 hours, 16 minutes. That was the longest game in the tournament. Pitch high and the walk issued to Martinez. Favor will go to second, a couple of base runners on. Joey Mihelich headed to the plate. Jordan Rios to the on-deck circle. Couple of runs in, compliments of the Duncan Favor base hit that drove in both Taylor and Berryman. And it's now Favor who is at second with Arsenio Martinez at first. High fly ball left field going back. Johnson, he's got room, makes the over-the-shoulder catch, leaves a couple of River Dogs on. And that scared the daylights out of the Mudcat fans, thinking it just might leave the park. But that's been a rarity in this World Series. Not many leaving the park, and this one doesn't either. 2-zip River Dog lead as we head to the second.
Your eyes are a window to your health. And now introducing the latest in technology for diagnosing eye disease. Ephrata Eye Care has been serving the Columbia Basin for 20 years with a friendly professional staff. They'll help you select eyewear that is right for you. Big and wide is the way to describe the selection of leading brands of eyewear. No more dilation with the new OptoMap ultra-wide field imaging. Ephrata Eye Care. Call today for your next appointment, 754-2020. Where does everyone go after the game? Where does everybody go before the game? Where does everybody go to watch the game? 12 Hawks, right in the middle of downtown Ephrata. Big screens everywhere, great food, great selection of your favorite spirits. It's where the friends meet. I'm not going to begin to describe all the items on the menu. You'll have to stop by and see for yourself. 12 Hawks, 140 West Division in downtown Ephrata.
Couple of runs played for the River Dogs in the bottom part of the first. They will take a 2-run advantage into the top part of the second. Chandler Johnson, Tyler Whitaker, Ethan Danley due up in the inning 2. Top part of inning number 2. Don't forget in the third and fourth, we take your shout outs. On the scoreboard, we'll post the phone number 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. No need to remember because it will be posted shortly. And in the second and third innings, you send your shout outs and we acknowledge them. We let you cheer from your stands. Might not be able to be here in Ephrata, Washington, but heck, that doesn't mean you can't cheer on your team. And we'll do that in the third and fourth. Give you an agenda too of what comes up a little bit later on in the sixth. You're going to follow us on Twitter. We'll save it until the sixth, and we'll, in the sixth inning, acknowledge you and your following by sending out your Twitter handle. Two-one count on Chandler Johnson. Well, guess who it goes to? The same guy that all stuff from the Mudcats has gone to, Joe Taylor at short. You know, you got other guys on the River Dog squad going, listen, I mean, man, we want to play too. Will you include us in the game? That is 4 straight that has gone to Joe Taylor. Tyler Whitaker steps in. Ethan Danley moving to the on-deck circle. Just a little bit low for ball 1. Night beginning to fall here in Ephrata, where the sun goes down late and gets up early. Fouled off to even the count at 1 on Whitaker. When you get to the bottom of the second, it is Rios, Aaron Valdez. That's the 8, 9, and 10 spots due up for the River Dogs. One pitch. Down to the strike zone. Hashtag Babe Ruth WS, though. Be sure to put that in the search engine of Facebook and Twitter. You are not going to be disappointed by some of the big plays today. You've had a grand slam. You've had great diving catches in the outfield. You have had some flea flickers. And as a matter of fact, plays from this game already on Facebook and Twitter. Rolled towards second. And the throw over by Valdez is out number 2. That is the first shot that didn't go to short. And there's 2 away in the second for Ethan Danley. I mentioned Facebook, by the way. Put Jock Jive Sports in the search engine to find us on Facebook. Jock Jive Sports. If you haven't already found us and liked us, please do. It takes about a half minute. 30 seconds of your time. We keep you updated on scores, schedules, and more. We do a whole lot of stuff. As a matter of fact, during the course of a year, really, I think it is safe to say maybe 1,000 games. I mean, you consider the fact that over the summer we've probably done about 500. So we keep you updated on everywhere that we go and what happens once we got there. If there are weather delays, which doesn't appear that's going to happen here, but you get that info too. And of course, with social media, you can provide social media interaction. Good or bad, we can handle. Admittedly, we like the good. We can handle the bad, though. So please like us. We'll thank you. Jock Jive Sports on Facebook. Count even 2 apiece. Well, thank you very much for the pronunciation guide, by the way. It is Chandler Dolphin Ball who is behind the plate. Three and 2. At least he will be when Surrey County takes to the field. Currently, he is about 4 or 5 at-bats away from taking to the plate, and it won't happen in the second as 3 go up and 3 go down. Strikeout of Ethan Danley. That is the first K of the contest for Jordan Rios. And it's 6 straight set down by the Ephrata River Dog pitcher. Let's go to the bottom of the second. Rios entering Valdez when we return to Ephrata, Washington.
Come along now, join the fun in beautiful Grant County, Washington. Our lakes just can't be beat, our friends you'll love to meet in beautiful Grant County, Washington.
Call 800-992-6234 or tourgrantcounty.com. Brought to you by the Grant County Tourism Commission.
Right here in the Columbia Basin, located in Moses Lake, we've got a locally owned, operated car rental agency. With a great selection of late model clean cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. They do direct billing to insurance companies when that unexpected accident happens and your car is laid up for that little moment. They're open 6 days a week with a new building and new location. 15 years of service to the Columbia Basin. Advance Rent-A-Car. Call them today, 765-390.
Bottom of the second, Jordan Rios coming to the plate. Ethan Anner, Cameron Valdez. It's a 2-zip advantage that belongs to the River Dogs. 3 up, 3 down in the top part of the second. 6 in a row set down by Jordan Rios, but we've seen many times during the course of today alone where, like for instance, the Tucson, Arizona game, you got a 3-zip lead after 3, and you're looking at a Moses Lake squad that just looks discombobulated. And then all of a sudden they get things together and they score 7 straight. And turn a 3-run deficit into what becomes a 3-run win. It was a Moses Lake squad that loaded the bases in consecutive innings, came out of one inning with no runs, then got a couple of runs in the other. But it wasn't just that. It wasn't just the lack of scoring when you've loaded the bases and should have. Even defensively, they just looked in disarray. about halfway through the game, but they certainly got it together. So the fact that you got a Ephrata lead of 2 here in the bottom part of the second really doesn't tell us that much about where we will be at the end of 7. This is an Ephrata squad that struggled last night, though. They couldn't hit the ball. I believe 1 base hit of the game, so they got off to a slow start then, a fast start now. But if you got that inconsistency thing still working for the River Dogs, then Coach Randy Boroff's got to worry about the fact that, okay, are we going to sustain this type play, or are we going to get back into that inconsistency mode? Meanwhile, Surrey County going, you know what, listen, you don't get to a World Series by not overcoming adversity. 2-2 pitch. Popped up by Rios over into foul territory and out of play. Countyman's up 2 each on Rios. The River Dog pitcher who, through a couple of innings, hasn't given up a hit. I don't know if we're going to get any offensive Donniebrooks in this World Series. We haven't had anything that resembled a barn burner yet. But of course, that doesn't mean we won't see that. As the pitch is high, it depends on what you got pitching-wise. Fouled off again by Rios. I recall years and years ago doing some high school baseball down in Pace, Florida, which historically has had a very strong high school team, sent quite a few guys to the majors. But this one season where they had 1 pitcher, and as long as that 1 pitcher was tossing in regular season play and in district play, they got by. But when you got to a situation where you had multiple games back to back, they were knocked out of the postseason. So you can play well with a good pitcher in 1 game. The question is, can you sustain it when you are playing 4 games in 5 days? Another one fouled out of play. A lengthy Jordan Rios at bat to begin the bottom part of the second. Here is the payoff pitch to Rios. Inside, and Rios given the walk. Falling off pitches, eventually given the walk, trots down to first. And at least early in this contest, the River Dogs have not been hurting for base runners. First inning, Taylor, Berryman, Fingar, Favor, Martinez, all getting on at some point. And now you've got Rios on here in the second for Ethan Etter. Cameron Valdez moving to the on-deck circle. When you get to the third, Mason Wood, Bailey Johnson, Tyler Myers due up in the inning. Etter showing bunt, bunt's foul. In the event you didn't catch scores from yesterday, let me get you updated. It was Blue Lit, Kentucky knocking off Tucson, Arizona 12-4. Cape Cod, a victory over the Surrey County squad 6-1. Mid-County, Texas beating Moses Lake 4-2, and Ephrata losing to Charleston, Missouri 3-1. Today, Mid-County, Texas beating Vancouver, Washington 6-1. As that Etter bunt attempt rolls foul. Cape Cod 5-1 over Middle Atlantic. And the Middle Atlantic champ was that Mount Olive squad out of New Jersey. And the game that just wrapped up, Moses Lake going to 1-1 in pool play. And now a Tucson, Arizona squad that may be behind the 8 ball. They are 0-2 as they lose 7-4. Possibility of the double play? Nope, but got the lead runner on the 5-4 putout that Ethan Etter wraps into. One out for Cameron Valdez. Pool play's got a couple of divisions. The American Division with the New England, the Southeast, the Midwest Plains, the Middle Atlantic, and the host in it. The National Division with the Ohio Valley, Southwest, Pacific Southwest, Pacific Northwest, and the Washington North State champ. And again, you win it, well, you are definitely in. You win every game you play in pool play, there's no doubt about it. You are into bracket play, and not only that, you're playing on Friday, not Thursday. Lose one game, you're still in. Either as the top team or the runner-up. It's when you lose a couple of games that things get a little fuzzy. 3 pitches outside of the strike zone to Cameron Valdez. And right now, only one team with 2 losses. That's Tucson, Arizona. But this game will hand somebody their second loss. Here is the 3-1 offering to Valdez. It's outside of the strike zone. That is walk number 3 issued by Tyler Myers. There is Eder going down to second, and first is Cameron Valdez. Couple of base runners on as we head back to the top of the order. Joe Taylor next. But before Joe Taylor bats, Tyler Myers will be paid a visit. He has given up a total of 3 base hits. He has walked 3, has 1 strikeout to his credit thus far. There you got some dogs talking with Coach Johnson. Coach Johnson recognized, by the way, yesterday for his years of service. And I think today he's celebrating a birthday. Our PA guy sang, or at least led the chorus in that birthday song. I was about to say, you know, we appreciate Steve, but I don't know if a birthday song from Steve is a big gift. But happy birthday to Johnson. Nah, Steve doesn't do that bad. Good PA guy, not a bad singer. As we go back to the top of the order, Joe Taylor with a couple of base runners on. Outside of the strike zone with a toss to Taylor, who's already got a single and a run scored to his credit. Base runners at first and second. Valdez at first, Eder the base runner at second. And another one outside of the strike zone, as Tyler Myers struggles a bit here in the bottom of the second. Another one outside, 3-0. Myers has hit Berryman, walked Martinez, Rios, and Valdez, and has run the count to 3-0 on Taylor. Into the strike zone, 3-1. Tomorrow's baseball starts at 11 o'clock again. Games at 11, 2, 5, and 8. The 11 o'clock matchup as the walk is issued to Taylor and the bases are loaded. Well, the bases got loaded in the first, and that created problems for the Mudcats, and now you've got bases loaded again in the second. Taylor at first, Valdez is at second, Eder the base runner at third. Outside of the strike zone to Zach Berryman. Berryman hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first. Tomorrow's baseball starts at 11. You've got Charleston, Missouri taking on Mount Olive, New Jersey in the 11 o'clock matchup. Vancouver, Washington, and Tucson, Arizona at 2. The 5 o'clock matchup has Moses Lake battling Blue Lick, Kentucky. And then Ephrata and Cape Cod coming up in the nightcap. So the 2 teams that had today off Blue Lick, and also Charleston, Missouri. Swing and a miss at the 3-1. Count runs full on Zach Berryman. Bases loaded. Here in the bottom of the second, a 2-zip Ephrata lead. Surrey County trying to get to the third when Wood, Johnson, and Myers come to the plate. Popped up towards center field. Back onto the grass goes Danley, and that's certainly not deep enough to play any runs. Everybody stays put. And there's one away for Dakota Fingar. There is Ethan Danley, be able to get back onto the grass and make the catch. Into the strike zone to Fingar. Fingar got a base hit in the first, but tagged out eventually at third. Got caught in no man's land on a pitch that Dolphin Ball got to his shortstop, who eventually wound up getting it over to Roberts. And Roberts laying the tag on Fingar that happened an inning ago. Count even in one. Just missing 2-1. Game did not start exactly at 8 o'clock. It was about 8 minutes after, but it is still a lengthy first couple of innings. Count evens 2 apiece. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 gone. Bases full. Myers needing it out to get out of the bottom of the second. River Dogs wanting more runs, and it is the Mudcats that win the battle in this particular case as the bases are left loaded. Down goes Fingar, left on. Taylor, Valdez, and Enter. It's a 2-zip Ephrata River Dog lead as we head to the third and to your shout-outs on Jock Jive.
On the Train test range, you learn what makes our heating and cooling systems so reliable. If there's a breaking point, we'll find it. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Just about all white. Jones County diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the third, Mason Wood will start things off for Surrey County. Bailey Johnson, Tyler Myers due up in the inning too. A 2-zip advantage. River Dogs played a couple of runs in the first. Load things up in the second. And take a 2-0 advantage into the top part of the third. First baseman Mason Wood getting his first shot at Jordan Rios, who is yet to allow a Mudcat on. Cook, Taylor, Roberts, Johnson, Whitaker, and Danley have all gone down. Let's see if he gets on here. Nope. Compliments of a nice play by Valdez. Valdez laying in the grass. Goes over to first and gets Wood on the 4-3. Well, there you see a number above your scoreboard, 334-488-1385. 334-488-1385. You know the process, right? Time to get into shout-outs. Third and fourth inning, we take them. And here's what we're looking for. Cheer on a team or team member. Where are you watching? What part of the country? What part of the world? We heard from Japan yesterday, and we've heard from all kinds of states since we started the broadcast. And, of course, if it's a unique spot and you want to include that info, too. And if it's a unique spot we can talk about. Include it all and send us a shout-out. 334-488-1385. 1-3-8-5. Bailey Johnson, the EP. Batting with nobody on and one away in the top of the third. 2-1 toss. Into the strike zone, and the count goes even at 2. Shout out to the boy Clay Taylor from Ryan, Ian, Austin, and Logan and Mayberry. Eat up, brother. Wrapped into center field, and there is a shot that breaks the string of 7 in a row set down by Jordan Rios. Bailey Johnson trying to get it cranked up for the Mudcats as he delivers with a 1-out single. So a base runner aboard for Tyler Myers. Chandler and Dolphinball moving to the on-deck circle. Good luck, Dakota Fingar. Uncle Casey and Ed Breck are staying up late to cheer you on from Lubbock, Texas. We love you and are so proud of you. I think that's the folks doing the camping out there in Lubbock. So still hanging around the campfire with the embers starting to dwindle and just a slight glow. Watching their baseball on a laptop, iPad, or iPhone. Thanks so much. Tyler Myers. 1 ball, no strikes. Fouled out of play. Count even at 1. Let's go Mudcats. Marty Shropshire, Commissioner, Surrey County Babe Ruth Baseball. Thank you very much, Marty. Great to have you on the other end of the coverage. Throw goes over to first. Back safely goes Johnson. David and Monica from Dobson, North Carolina, sending a shout out. Shout out to Mason Wood from Uncle Norman. Shout out to Ethan Danley. We are so proud of you from your family on Ed Nixon Road. That's getting precise with where you're watching the game. Runner is tagged out, Tyler Myers. Bailey Johnson will go to second. 2 gone for Chandler and Dolphinball. By the way, quick reminder, big plays, you see them all by putting hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Like the big play by Cameron Valdez, second baseman for the River Dogs, that happened an inning ago. It's stuff like that that you are going to see on Facebook and Twitter by putting hashtag Babe Ruth WS in the search engine. Chandler Dolphinball. Pitch high. Top of the third, 1 base runner on, 2 gone. Shout out to the Mudcats and Cooper Nestor from his mom and dad watching in Mount Airy, North Carolina. Shout out to Ethan Danley, proud of you. One ball, 1 strike on Dolphinball. Alex and Daniel watching from our boys from Surrey County and Myrtle Beach. Mount Airy High School Bear football sends shout out to Clay Taylor and the Mudcats. One offering rolled slowly towards Taylor. Taylor charges in, Fields fires over to first, gets Dolphinball on the 6-3 put out. 1 base runner left aboard. It was a 1-out single that got on Bailey Johnson. He's stranded at second as Myers and Dolphinball go down. 2.5 in, going to the bottom of the third and to the mid part of the River Dog order on JockJive.com.
With today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Surf, stream, and game like never before. Give us a call at 509-754-2600 and find out more at iFiber.tv.
Cheryl Konos Farmers Insurance is your local one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, and farm and ranch, Cheryl and Farmers are here for you. You never know when the unexpected will happen, so be ready for anything. She'll work for you to put together a package that fits your needs no matter how big or small. She's right here in Ephrata, so you can talk to her at any time. Please stop by for a free quote at 858 Basin Street Southwest or call 509-754-2550. Good luck to all the players and teams.
Keeping up with today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Surf, stream, and game like never before. Give us a call at 509-754-2600 and find out more at...
4 go up, 3 go down. A base hit for Surrey County in the top part of the inning. That snaps a string of 7 in a row set down by Rios. So some progress made in the top part of the third for the North Carolina team as we head to the bottom part of the inning. Nick Lopez, Duncan Favor, Arsenio Martinez due up. More shout-outs. Congratulations to River Dogs coach Randy Boroff for receiving the 2017 Lefty Gomez National Volunteer of the Year Award presented by Babe Ruth headquarters from Russ in Pocatello, Idaho. Well, thank you very much, Russ. And based on our roughly 4 years, maybe 5 now, years of being around Randy Boroff, I would say much deserved. Certainly a hard worker for his community. And thanks for the info. This shout out says, shout out to Ed Morris for being an absolute beauty. From Nick Carr. Again, folks, I do not write them. I simply read them. As Nick Lopez comes to the plate to begin the bottom of the third. Duncan Favor, Arsenio Martinez due up 2. We do it all third and fourth innings long. Your shout-outs from all over the country give you a chance to do like fans are doing in the stands. Just do it with the text messages. Shout out to Ethan Danley from Grandma Maggie back in Dobson, North Carolina. Shout out to Mackenzie Cook. Mom loves you from Yesterday Day Lane. Love seeing the River Dogs playing in their 5th straight World Series. Go get them from the 2015 champs and MVP. It was Klamath Falls, Oregon, where the River Dogs won in 2015. Foul out of play by Lopez. Lopez, a strikeout victim in the first. Leading off the bottom of the third. Shout out to Mason Wood from Granny in Dobson, North Carolina. Shout out to Clay Taylor. Keep working. We love you from Dad, Mom, and Sis watching from Mount Airy. Lifted into foul territory, out of play. 2-2 on Lopez. Shout out to my brother Tanner Dutton on the Mudcats. Shout out says, numb the pain with the money, numb the pain with the money. Watching from back home, go boys. A shout out from apparently one Mudcat brother to another. It stays 2-2 on Lopez. Not quite an hour into the bottom of the third. Shout out to the vacuum at shortstop Clay Taylor from the fam. And speaking of Taylor, there's the catch on the fly ball by Nick Lopez, 1 away. 1 gone as Duncan Favor steps in. Arsenio Martinez moving to the on-deck circle. Shout out to Mudcats Corbin Kaiser. Proud of you, love Mom and Dad from Shoals, North Carolina. Last Favor at bat was a big one. It was a single that drove in a pair of runs. As a matter of fact, the 2 runs on the board, they are all the responsibility of this guy right here, Duncan Favor. Count even at 1. Shout out to Mason Wood. You make Jim, Tom, and Cletus so proud back home. Shout out to Mackenzie Cook. Mom loves you. Shout out to Garbear from Cora and Kelsey Ararat in North Carolina. Go Mudcats. Go Mudcats. Proud of you guys from umpire Ann Smith in Mount Airy. 1-2 toss to Favor. Right back up the middle. It ricochets off Myers. Winds up in center field. Hit number 4 in the ball game as Favor will get on. And he's been perfect in this one with a couple of singles. Arsenio Martinez heads to the plate. Shout out to Chandler Dolphin Ball. Low family loves you from small town Low Gap, North Carolina. Shout out to Lefty Myers. Love your high leg kick, my dude. Well, let's see if we get the high leg kick. Yeah, you do. Despite the fact a couple of base runners are on, or at least one is. Favor the base runner at first. Arsenio Martinez issued a walk in the first, one of 3 walks handed out by Tyler Myers. Count even, 1 apiece. Joy Mahilic is on deck. Shout out to Taylor, as in Clay Taylor and Tanner Dutton from high school coach Choppy Cowley. Way to rep the Granite Bears. Surrey County shout out to Carter Graham from Because Christian. Go Mudcats. Popped up behind the plate. And no, he did not make the catch. Had to wait and see. I thought maybe with that sweeping reach, the catch had been made by Dolphin Ball, but just could not get himself in the position. And then when that ball starts plummeting back to earth, couldn't bring it in as it rolled over towards the dugout. 1-2 now on Martinez. Shout out to Chandler and Jed from Noah, Trent, Steph, and Lucas. Go Mudcats. Two balls, 2 strikes on Martinez. Martinez, as I mentioned, had a walk in the first. Has a base runner on favor, 1 away. Here in the bottom part of the third, looks like this is going to be another one of those lengthy games, as we're not quite an hour in, but close, and still in the third. When you get to the fourth, it's the top part of the order coming to the plate for Surrey County. Shout out to Jed Ked from the Poindexters in Ararat, North Carolina. Proud of you. Hit to left, catch made by Johnson. Going back to first is Favor, and there's 2 away. Joey Mahilic coming to the plate. Go Mudcats, proud of you guys from umpire Ann Smith in Mount Airy. Shout out to my boy Tyler Myers from Kane Kaiser in Pilot Mountain, North Carolina. Shout out from Colin Hardy in Dobson, North Carolina. Shout out to Ethan Danley as the stolen base is given to Favor, and Favor now going to try for 3, and he's there at third. As the ball gets away from Taylor, rolls into center field. Cook retrieves, goes to third, but not in time to get Duncan Favor. So a base runner 90 feet away. And there you see on the hop up, Favor says, you know what, I can make third. And he does with a head first slide, now 90 feet from home, with 2 gone and a 1-0 count on Joey Mahilic. Shout out to Ethan Danley, keep working hard. We're proud of you from Abby and McKenzie. Shout out to Clay Taylor from Jill Holder, proud of you. Keep playing hard. Shout out from Chandler Dolphin Ball's backup. Shout out to Clay Cooper and Tanner from your teammate Chris. Shout out to Arsenio, Abel, Cameron, and Jonathan. Good luck and way to represent Othello baseball. Go get them. Into the strike zone, 2-1 on Mahilic. Jordan Rios moving to the on-deck circle. Shout out says the Surrey County boys are going to bring the rings home from Jim Tom. Foul back. Shout out to number 4 on the River Dogs. Hashtag OTPHJ. Shout out to big Shmoo Dog at shortstop. Shout out to the commentators. Y'all are some real dogs. Large-scale ballers from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Shout out to Dutton from Mount Airy, North Carolina. Good luck to the River Dogs from a big fan. Chandler Daffin Ball from Ember. So proud of my boy. Love you bunches. Out will go Mahilic. Strikes out to put it into the bottom of the third. 1 base hit. It was the 1-out single that got Favor on. He eventually Compliments of a stolen base and a bad throw goes to third. Stranded there, though, still 2-zip. As we head to the fourth, top of the order, coming up for the Mudcats.
Ephrata is strategically located in the center of Washington State. The Port of Ephrata can meet your intermodal transportation and supply chain needs via road, rail, or air. Our most recently available property are 2 buildings that combine for 100,000 square feet of high bay heavy manufacturing space with multiple bridge cranes installed. When the workday is over, take advantage of the plentiful recreation opportunities in the area. Bring your business back to center in Ephrata, a center for commerce, a center for opportunity, and a centered life.
For more than 50 years, Tomer Construction has been helping build the Pacific Northwest. We've led successful projects throughout the area involving portable rock crushing, road construction, land clearing, land leveling, bridge construction, and structural concrete. We also offer fill material, sand, and gravel for your everyday landscape needs. For a free quote, call today, 509-787-3312. Tomer Construction, we're ready to serve you.
Top of the fourth, top of the order, coming to the plate. Mackenzie Cook will start things off for Surrey County's Mudcats. Clay Taylor, Michael Roberts due up in the inning, too. 1 base hit, 4th one of the contest for the River Dogs. 1 left on. That is the 3rd time somebody's been stranded. Nobody scores in the bottom of the inning. A good look inside the North Carolina dugout, as the Mudcats know they are nowhere close to being out of this one. Boy, looking at the pitch count, I looked up at the scoreboard, and here at Johnson O'Brien Stadium, they've got a pitch count for both the home and the guest pitchers. And Tyler Myers has thrown 94 pitches through 3 innings. Now keep in mind the max is 105. So Tyler Myers is not going to work beyond the 4th inning. With those 94 tosses, 11 more and you're done. You know, we had a guy earlier today, I think he was 1 out away from wrapping up the game. So you're talking about 6 2/3 when he hit the 105 mark. But you're looking at a Tyler Myers who is now 11 pitches away. And that's after just 3 innings of work. So a lot of pitches tossed. And here's a base hit into center field. Leadoff single for Mackenzie Cook. And Surrey County, North Carolina in business with a base runner on here in the 4th. Taylor Cook coming to the plate. He wrapped into a fly out to shortstop his previous at-bat in the 1st. Well, the thing about a 2-zip lead, it doesn't really matter how seemingly dominant you have been. If it's just a 2-run lead, it's not a lead that is insurmountable. More shout-outs go Mudcats from Grace Kaiser. Well, there was a bunt, but I thought I might have heard time prior to the pitch. And, well, if I did, the strike is registered on the board, so apparently nothing in 1 on Clay Taylor. Michael Roberts is on deck. A couple of guys that popped out to short. Taylor and Roberts were outs number 2 and 3 in the 1st inning. Good work, Mudcats. Keep fighting. Your fans in Mount Airy. We love you, Garrett Durham. Go Mudcats. Alex Eubanks, the real MVP. Hashtag do it for Dale. Shout out to Mason Wood from your Nana Pam watching from Dobson. Cook able to get back safely over to first. Compliments of a high toss. Tanner Dutton, Dad and Mom love you. Rooting for Mason Wood and his team from Surrey County and enjoying the excellent camera work. Well, they're all provided by iFiber. Count even, 1 each. Roll towards first. Scooped up by Lopez. We'll get to the bag ahead of the arrival of Taylor, but Taylor has done what he was supposed to do, get Cook to second. One away for Michael Roberts. Shout out to Clay Taylor. You inspire me from Austin Taylor. Let's get back to Mudcat ball, guys. Remember what got us here from Surrey County. Opening pitch to Roberts outside of the strike zone, 1-0. Chandler Johnson to the on-deck circle. Mackenzie Cook at second. Bring Cook in and you cut the lead in half. Couple of runs played to the River Dog first, nothing since. Mudcats trying to get their first run of the contest. One ball, no strikes, Michael Roberts. Trying to get Cook a little closer to home, 180 feet away. Got the big lead at second. Look given by Rios, delivered into left field. That is a base hit that puts runners on the corners. Brought in quickly by Joey Mahilich, but Surrey County's now got a couple of base runners on. There at first and third for Chandler Johnson. Shout out to Tanner Dutton from Lake Norman. Staying up past my bedtime to cheer you on, bud. Yeah, North Carolina, it's about, what, it may be a Monday morning. Proud of you, Garrett Durham, Mom and Cecil in Yadkinville, North Carolina. Good work, Mudcats. Keep fighting your fans in Mount Airy. Stolen base for Roberts. And now a couple of base runners in scoring position. Chandler Johnson produce a base hit, and you've got a tie game. Shout out to Mason Wood from your Nana Pam. Watching you from Dobson. Here's the 1-0 offering from Rios. It is just a little bit high, or is it right into the zone? It's into the zone, and the count even at 1. No, that's perfect. Don't think you could ask for much better from the standpoint of an umpire. A lot of the pitches may, be questionable. Is it on the edge? Did it catch the edge? Did it drop in high, drop in low? That was one of those pitches that was perfect, easy to call. Two balls and a strike on Chandler Johnson. Rios with the glance to base runners. Sent foul over towards third. Shout out to Surrey County from Paul Ryan and Union County in North Carolina. Count even to a piece on Chandler Johnson. He hit into a 6-3 as the first out of the second inning. Batting here in the fourth with a couple of base runners on. Surrey County trying to get right back into this game. Had some North Carolina fans that like what Blue called. Had some River Dog fans thinking that was into the strike zone and should have been a strikeout of Johnson from that vantage point. Looked a little bit low. And a little low from that vantage point, too. By the way, looked up Mudcats just to verify. I thought it was a catfish type specimen. And indeed, that is what a mudcat is. And I mean, hey, it could be a cat that thinks it's a pig and wallers in the mud, so I just wanted to make sure. It's a mudcat that is out for out number 2, Chandler Johnson. I don't know of many cats that do mud watering, but just wanted to verify, and indeed got your mud cats and your river dogs. I guess I need to check out river dogs too. See what a river dog is. Up the middle, base hit. That will play to run. Maybe two. Cook comes in and scores. Roberts. He scores two. We are tied at two. Compliments of the Tyler Whitaker double. And Surrey County is right back into the game. They call them seeing eye singles. As Ethan Danley comes to the plate and Whitaker delivers. And indeed something to cheer about for Tyler Whitaker. More shout-outs, proud of all you boys. Go Mudcats. Darrell Johnson in Surrey County. Shout out to Abel Gomez, number 38 for the River Dogs from Hugo Martinez. Shout out to Jed and the Surrey County Mudcats from your cousins, Jenny, Jake, and Carly, cheering you on in Johnson City, Tennessee. Popped up towards right, onto the grass, goes second baseman Cameron Diaz, makes the catch, put her into the Ethan Danley at bat and to the top part of the fourth, but it is productive for the team out of North Carolina. Surrey County picking up a couple of runs and knotting this one up at 2 each. Bottom of the fourth coming up, bottom part of the order as well. Rios, Etter, and Valdez when we return to Ephrata.
Today's Best Western is more rewarding than ever. Rewards members get our best rates every stay. And with rewards points that never expire, you get more free nights at over 4,200 hotels worldwide, gift cards, and instant rewards. Now get a $10 gift card with every night you stay. Let's go get rewarded. Book now at bestwestern.com.
Before the final touches were made, before the swing was built, before the trees were there, before the holes were dug, before any of that, a call was made so all underground lines could be marked. So the holes could be dug, the trees could be planted, the swing could be built, and the final touches made to a picture-perfect project. Dream, plan, prepare. Call 811 before you dig.
Brand new ball game as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Jordan Rios will start things off. Ethan Etter, Cameron Valdez due up in the inning two. If you needed more info to indicate that this is a very tight contest, well, score is one thing. And of course you got the 4 base hits apiece, that's another. And not quite as many errors committed by Ephrata, none to one, but it's a tight game. There's your line score. 2-4-1, 2-4-0. And we are all knotted up as we head to the bottom of the fourth. Jordan Rios starting things off. He walked in the second. Ethan Etter, Cameron Valdez due up in the inning two.
Come on, fellas, how about that?
334-488-1385. That's how you send shout-outs. This one says, way to go, Tyler. Love you, Grandma Brenda. And we're going to do it for about a half inning more and then wrap up the shout-outs. 334-488-1385. Getting ready to focus on Twitter and close it out with a shift towards Facebook. 2-2 contest. Rios with a walk. His previous at-bat leads off the fourth. Now, Tyler Myers, who had hit 94 pitches in 3 innings, has left the contest. And Surrey County's got a new guy on the hill that is Jed Kidd. So Tyler Myers leaves the game but will not lose the game. Yes, he leaves without becoming the pitcher of record. Did give up a total of 4 base hits. He issued 3 walks. Had a couple of strikeouts, actually 3 in all in 3 innings of work. Taylor over to first. Did he hang on at first? He did. Want a play by Mason Wood on the receiving end. Clay Taylor with a diving stop. And then Wood clings it to his chest. And Rios out on the 6-3. 1 away from Ethan Etter. What a play by Clay Taylor, the Surrey County shortstop, throwing out Jordan Rios to begin the bottom of the 4th. Ethan Etter, who wrapped into the 5-4, batting nothing in 2. And that nice defensive play has got Kidd pumped. He fires 2 into the strike zone to Etter. Cameron Valdez moves to the on-deck circle. Tied at 2 in the 4th. And hit by the pitch is Etter. He will walk down to first. Took a little something off of it, and then it sails inside and gets Etter. Cameron Valdez, who walked in the 2nd, bats here in the 4th. Base runner on, 1 away. When you get to the 5th, it's Wood, Johnson, and Myers. And put a question mark by Myers. He's probably going to have a hitter in that 3 spot in the top part of the 5th. After being pulled from the hill for Jed Kent. Total of 3 innings of work, 94 pitches tossed by the starter Tyler Myers. Etter with his lead over at first, pitch to Valdez. Count evens up, 1 each. Couple more outs for shout-outs. We wrap it up at the end of the 4th, head into the 5th. Twitter followers will take those in the 6th, and the 7th we'll try to get 10,000 likes on Facebook. Grandma Brenda says, love you, Tyler. Show them River Dogs who the Sultan of Surrey County really is. Country boys. 1 ball, couple of strikes. 9:22 on a Sunday evening here in Ephrata. If you're watching in Denver, it's 10:22. Watching in the Chicago area, 11:22 into left field, base hit by Valdez. Couple of base runners on. And if you're watching in Surrey County, North Carolina, it's not late, it's early. Really early on a Monday morning. Thanks so much for being with us here on JockJive.com. By the way, 24/7 you can catch coverage, whether it is live or archived. It's right here on JockJive. We do about 1,000 games a year, and I think you got access to all $1 grand. Either on our YouTube channel or on the website. Almost got a piece of Cameron Valdez. Or actually Joe Taylor. Taylor with a single and a walk. He is 1 for 1, a run scored as well. He and Berryman, the guy that's on deck, account for the only 2 River Dog runs in the contest. Rolled over towards second. Danley will go to second for 1, not in time for 2 at first. Got the 4 and the 6, did not get the 3, and there's 2 gone. Taylor, the base runner at first. Valdez taken out on the 4-6 for out number 2. Enter will go to third. Runners on the corners for Zach Berryman. Berryman hit by a pitch and popped out to second. He is 0 for 1. Let's go Mason Ellis from Blake Woods in Dobson, North Carolina. Shout out to Kevin Mulhern. We miss you, man. Sincerely, TCC. Couple of base runners on there on the corners. 2-0 pitch. Out of the strike zone, 3-0 to Zach Berryman. Berryman hit by a pitch and scored a run in the first. Both he and Taylor driven in by the Duncan favored double. And then Berryman popped out to second in the second. Into the zone to run the count 3-1. Dakota Fingar would be next. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Berryman. Yeah, that was into the strike zone. 3-2, stolen base for Taylor. Now a couple of base runners in scoring position. Payoff pitch outside of the strike zone. Berryman is given a walk, and Cad has loaded things up. It was loaded in the first. It got loaded in the second. It is now loaded in the fourth. River Dogs loading things up 3 out of 4 innings, yet have a couple of runs to show for it. And have the bases loaded here in the fourth. And there's the trigger man, the guy at third, Enter. Everything that happens behind him predicated upon what Enter does from third as the pitch is into the strike zone to Fingar. Fingar 1 for 2. He is singled and struck out. Shout out says Mudcats are the king of the mud. Country boys never back down from a good dog fight. Jim Tom in Surrey County. Dogs and cats battling it out here on a Sunday evening as Fingar awaits the 1-2 offering from Jed Kidd in relief of Tyler Myers. Swing and a miss. Out goes Fingar. Bases left loaded again. Nobody comes in and scores in the bottom of the fourth. We are headed to the fifth. Bottom part of the order. Mason Wood, Bailey Johnson, and company coming to the plate. Thanks for the shout outs. We're back with the fifth after the break.
On the Train Test Range, you learn what makes our heating and cooling systems so reliable. If there's a breaking point, we'll find it. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Just about all white Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Krafts got it. Long throw over, and he got it. Top of the fifth, Mason Wood starting things off for Surrey County, North Carolina. Tie contest. Both runs for North Carolina coming in the fourth. Both runs for the River Dogs coming in the first. The Freda's only advantage is in the hit department. One hit better than Surrey County, but where you are most interested, it is the run totals, and we are tied at 2. Well, I mentioned that I did some between inning research to verify the mud cats, and indeed they are just that, catfish. Well, I'm looking up river dogs, and thus far the first thing that popped up on Wikipedia is a rock band founded in LA in 1989. I don't think that's what Ephrata is all about, the river dogs. Stuck into right field, there is a Mason Wood base hit, and the leadoff batter on for Surrey County, North Carolina, as they will pick up their 5th hit of the contest and the go-ahead run aboard here in the 5th. Well, for an inning or so, let's focus on Facebook. Why don't we do it for the 5th? Trying to get that total to 10,000. Let's see where we are at currently. Last time I checked at 50. Want to be at 10 grand by the end of the night, and we are still 50 away. 99.50. So help us get to 10 grand. Go to Facebook, put Jock Jive Sports in the search engine. I will thank you in advance. And of course, score, schedules, so much more, all there. Butted foul with an I didn't mean to slap by Johnson. Jed Ken, who came in to pitch for Tyler Myers. That happened in the 4th. Will bat for Tyler Myers here in the 5th. He has moved to the on-deck circle. Out of the strike zone or in it? It is in it. Nothing in 2. No balls, couple of strikes on Bailey Johnson. Johnson with a single in the 3rd, batting again here in the 5th. A base hit has already got Mason Wood on, and the go-ahead run on here in the top of the 5th for North Carolina. In a game that's now about an hour 20 old, fouled out of play. It will stay 0-2. Well, our assigned tasks in the 5th get us to 10,000 on Facebook. In the 6th, we'll take Twitter followers. Try to grow our total and recognize you with your Twitter handle aired in the 6th. Still 0-2 on Bailey Johnson. 2 runs each, 5 hits each. As you saw, Wood trot back to first. All your Major League Baseball has wrapped up. So why don't we take a look at what happened in the majors today after the 0-2 offering to Johnson. Out of the strike zone, and it is now 1-2. High with the pitch. In the majors, Yankees beat the Indians 8-1. Cards over the Reds 13-4. Rays edge the Brewers 2-1. Orioles knock off the Tigers 12-3. Red Sox beat the White Sox 6-3. Marlins defeating the Braves 4-1. Padres losing to the Pirates 5-4. Twins a 6-5 victory over the Rangers. Astros beat the Blue Jays 7-6. Mariners an 8-7 victory over the Royals. Nationals beat the Cubs 9-4. Phillies edge the Rockies 3-2. Athletics outlast the Angels 11-10. Giants beat the Diamondbacks 6-3. Royals a 9-1 winner over the Mariners, and the Dodgers blanked the Mets 8-zip. By the way, it is Garrett Durham who is over at first. It was Durham that pinch hit for Mason Wood to begin the top of the 5th and got the single. So let's give credit where credit is due. It is Durham who is on there at first. And speaking of credit, you got to credit Rios with a strikeout. Picks up his 3rd of the contest, gets Johnson for out number 1. Jed Kidd getting his first at-bat of the contest here in the 5th with 1 away. Chandler Dolphin-Ball moving to the on-deck circle. There is a good look at Garrett Durham over at first. Got on compliments of the leadoff single. Grabs his lead. Rios with a glance over the shoulder and a throw to first. And it is a bad throw. And that has got Durham on his way towards second, and he's got more than second. And the big guy's got good wheels. Motors his way to third, 90 feet from home with 1 away. Oh, here's a guy that's got some pretty good speed for a large fella. He turns it on, makes his way towards second, and then winds up at third. And now an opportunity for Jed Kidd to drive in the go-ahead run and give this North Carolina squad their first lead of the game. That will be the first River Dog error as it is charged to Rios. How many times have we seen in the course of a ball game the temptation by a pitcher to try to pick somebody off, typically at first, and they wind up getting a bag or two? I know we've seen it at least 3 times in this tournament. We saw it in the game that preceded. Would love to see, and of course, when you're in the majors, when you're in college, you know, I guess there's a little more accuracy with the throw over to first. But when you get into the youth sports level, see some stats on the odds of picking off a player as compared to the odds of committing a throwing error. Hit to short. Taylor will barehand, fire home, and get Durham. Great play by Taylor. It was the only play he had. If he gloves it and throws, probably doesn't get him. Plays it on the bare hand. And Durham will slide into the tag for out number 2. Two gone. Kidd at first. Chandler Dolphin-Ball steps in. Mackenzie Cook moves to the on-deck circle. Throw goes out because of the thought that Kidd might steal. Chandler Dolphin-Ball grounded to a 6-3 in the 3rd. Well, Rios may have dodged a bullet. The bad throw over to first that allowed Durham to get to 3rd. And then Durham tagged out trying to come home on the at-bat for Kidd that turns into a 6-2. And a 5th inning that looked like it might give North Carolina their first lead of the game does not necessarily have as much of such a look. But obviously still an opportunity for the North Carolina squad as Kidd will get his big lead. Rios gives him a glance. One ball, couple of strikes. Mackenzie Cook on deck when you get to the bottom part of the 5th. You get to the 4th spot in the order. Nick Lopez will start things off. Duncan Fava, Arsenio Martinez. Here is the 1-2 offering from Rios. Runner goes. Throw is not there. I'm not sure that Cameron Valdez knew he didn't have the ball in the mitt. Lifted up the mitt to say, hey, I tagged him out. Problem was there's something else that you need. Here in a minute, you'll see Valdez reach to the mid and realize the baseball's not there. And there when Valdez went down to lay the tag on Kidd. It popped out of the men, and Valdez didn't know it for 3 or 4 seconds. Popped up in the direction of center field. Back onto the grass to make the catch is that same gentleman, Valdez. Base runner stranded. It looked like there was potential. North Carolina, possibility of taking the lead. The 6-2 put out of Durham eventually turns into a scoreless top part of the 5th. Bottom part of the inning coming up, still tied at 2.
With today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber. With today's fast-paced world can be difficult. With today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Surf, stream, and game like never before. Give us a call at 509-754-2600 and find out more at iFiber.tv.
Cheryl Konos Farmers Insurance is your local one-stop shop for all of your insurance needs. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, and farm and ranch, Cheryl and Farmers are here for you. You never know when the unexpected will happen, so be ready for anything. She'll work for you to put together a package that fits your needs no matter how big or small. She's right here in Ephrata, so you can talk to her at any time. Please stop by for a free quote at 858 Basin Street Southwest or call 509-754-2550. Good luck to all the players and teams.
Keeping up with today's fast-paced world can be difficult. Accelerate your life with iFiber Communications high-speed internet. Surf, stream, and game like never before. Give us a call at 509-754-2600 and find out more at
We enter the bottom of the 5th. Nick Lopez starting things off for Ephrata, facing Jason, Jen Kidd. Jason Kidd used to play basketball. I think he's doing a little coaching now. I don't know about his baseball career, but pretty sure he's not here today. It's Jen Kidd. And we'll toss to Nick Lopez, Duncan Favor, and Arsenio Martinez in the bottom of the 5th. Don't forget, when we get to the 6th, Twitter followers in the 6th, we honor you with your Twitter handle sent into cyberspace in the 6th inning. Tied at 2 each. We have not had an extra inning game. Will this be the first of the World Series? Do not know. Have not had a mercy rule game. We do know that this likely will not be the first mercy rule game of the day. Nick Lopez, he has struck out, he has popped out, he is 0 for 2. Kidd's first pitch out of the strike zone. 26 tosses from Kidd, add that to the 94 from the starting pitcher. And you got about 120 pitches from Surrey County, North Carolina pitchers. Meanwhile, for the River Dogs, 84 from their starter, Jordan Rios. Another one outside of the strike zone, 3-0. We are in the bottom of the 5th in a 2-2 contest. Count full, 3-0. On Nick Lopez, Duncan Favor, as well as Arsenio Martinez to follow. High fly ball, left field, going back to the wall. That one is against the wall, a double. Lopez took it about as far as it could without taking it out of the park. And the Lopez double gets a base runner in scoring position for the River Dogs. Hit number 6 in the ballgame. That one carried a long distance. To get it to the wall, you've got to hit it about 336 feet. And let's see how close this comes to going out. And it hits the ground and hits the wall on the one hopper. So it went about 330 feet. Turns into a double for Lopez. And Duncan Favor, who is perfect in the game with a couple of singles, one that drove in a pair of runs and a stolen base. Batting here in the bottom of the 5th as the River Dogs try to break apart the 2-2 tie. Check swing, fouled out of play. Three more 4-game days. Tomorrow, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Play starts at 11 each morning. Last game begins at 8 p.m. Got a 3-hour window for all games. Longest game thus far of the World Series. The game that preceded that went 2 hours and 17 minutes. This one is about 30 minutes away from the 2-hour mark. Maybe a little less, about 20 away. That single in the first drove in Taylor and Berryman. Taylor had gotten on with a single. Berryman hit by a pitch. And a few at-bats later, Duncan Favor delivers with a single that drives in 2. That is the strike. They've got Duncan Favor for out number 1. Arsenio Martinez 0 for 1. He has walked, he has popped out to left field. Joey Mihelich moving to the on-deck circle. 11 hits total in the game, 4 runs total, and 2 errors total. Everything pretty much balanced. Into center field, Martinez. Will he drive in Lopez? Throw to the plate. That's not in time. Martinez drives in the go-ahead run. Well, you could see Dolphin Ball asking for it. Strong throw coming in from Cook. But there's the hand on the plate before the tag on the back.
Number 11, the left fielder, Joey.
And the River Dogs will reclaim the lead on this slide from Joe Taylor. And there's the hand on the plate. One out now, a 3-2 contest. The advantage back into the hands of the River Dogs when Joey Mihelich, who is 0 for 2 in the game, coming to the plate. He has popped out to left field and struck out. Grabbing his lead over at first, and there you see the gentleman holding him on. That is Garrett Durham. Two runs in the first, a run here in the 5th for the River Dogs. The 2 Surrey County runs come in the 4th. Top of the order, 2 up when you get to the 6th for Surrey County. And that is a strike on the outside part of the plate to Mihelich. Here is the 1-1 offering. Rolls to the screen, and rolling to second is Martinez. In scoring position, an RBI opportunity for Joey Mihelich. Well, again, a couple of teams that lost in their opening day of play. Both teams in desperate need of a win. Only team thus far that has fallen to 0-2 is Tucson, Arizona. There's the double play. Nice play at shortstop by Clay Taylor. Gets the looping fly ball from Mihelich and then launches it over to second to get Martinez and turn the double play. The run plates, though, River Dogs with a 1-run lead. We head to the 6th, top part of the inning. Cook, Taylor, and Roberts coming up.
Since 1969, DK's Drive-In has been Ephrata's favorite spot for burgers, fries, sweet treats, and everything else in between. We are proud to continue the DK's tradition of serving our community with delicious food made to order. Come on in or swing through the drive-thru and see why DK's has been a staple of Ephrata for generations. DK's Drive-In at 805 Basin Street Northwest in Ephrata.
Lakeview Golf and Country Club. They're looking for new members, and now's the time to join. There's no initiation fee, and it's $175 a month. A great course, great people, and a professional that has instruction available. His name? Matt Campbell. Along with a good junior program, driving range and restaurant are available to the public. Come and try the good food with Amy Galloway and her staff, open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily. Great course, great people at the Lakeview Golf and...
1-run advantage. It belongs to the River Dogs. We head to the 6th, top part of the inning. Top part of the order as well. Mackenzie Cook, Clay Taylor, Michael Roberts due up for Surrey County. Well, it is the 6th. We want to recognize those who follow us on Twitter. So if you follow us on Twitter this inning, then we're going to recognize you with your Twitter handle. Go to Jock Jive's Twitter and put @JockJive in the search engine, or go to Twitter and put @JockJive in the search engine. If you do it in the 6th inning, and you'll do it between Mackenzie Cook at bat and whoever wraps up the bottom of the 6th. Our way of saying thanks is a live read. Twitter @JockJive, and the live read's coming, like this one. At the Real Cub 23. At the Real Cub 23. Thanks so much for following us now on Twitter. At Colby_Morgan. At Colby_Morgan. 0-2 on Cook. Cook with a ground out and a single. He scored a run as well. 1 for 2. Pops this one up in the direction of right field. Over to make the catch, Duncan Faber, and there's one away. At Lamey 2014. Lamey, L-A-M-M-I-E, at Lamey 2014. Thank you very much for following us. Z_Freeze02. Z_Freeze02. We thank you for following us on Twitter. 0-1 on Clay Taylor. Taylor with a pop out to short. He's also ground out to first. 0 for 2 batting here in the 6th. Michael Roberts to the on-deck circle. At Ricky Kemp 1. All right, KKI Kemp. At Ricky Kemp 1. Now following us on Twitter. Thanks so much. You see how easy it is? That's how we do it. You follow us in the 6th, we recognize it. At Jock Jive in the search engine on Twitter. High fly ball towards left, but it is right at Joey Mahelic. And there is 2 away.
Number 8, the third baseman, Michael Roberts.
At Grace, GRAYCE _Goins. At Grace _Goins. Thank you so much for becoming a new follower of Jock Jive. Into the strike zone, 0-1 on Michael Roberts. Roberts 1 for 2. He singled, scored a run in the 4th. Began his game in the 1st with a fly out to short. Well, you know the process. Just go to Twitter, put @JockJive in the search engine. You follow us in the 6th inning, and our way of saying thanks is a live read. We hand out that Twitter handle. 2-1 the count on Roberts. So you got about 4 more outs to do just that. 2-1 pitch. Taylor's got it. Throw over in the dirt, not able to retrieve. So Nick Lopez could not bring that toss from Taylor out of the dirt, and that's got a base runner on. And there an error is charged to Joe Taylor. So it is an error that gets Michael Roberts on for Chandler Johnson. Johnson 0 for 2. He's ground out to short and struck out. Over to first goes the throw, and Michael Roberts able to get back safely. More new followers on Twitter at CMS Baller 50. Hey, thanks so much. At CMS Baller 50. At Adkins Savannah. At Adkins Savannah. Thank you so much for following us. At XT_85. At XT_85. Count even one apiece on Chandler Johnson. At SY_Kid. At SY_Kid. Thank you for following Jock Chai. At Center Anna. SENTER. Sent her Anna. Thank you very much for following us. Megan Atkins 05 at Megan Atkins 05. We appreciate you. Chandler Johnson wrapped into a 6-3 and struck out. He's 0 for 2. 1-2 pitch outside from Rios. 98 Rios tosses now. At Cam W. Fu 85. At Cam CAM W FU. Cam W. Fu 85. Thank you very much for following us. Stolen base for Roberts in scoring position. 2 gone and a base runner at second that could tie this one up in a 3-2 contest. River Dogs. More followers at Aiden B. Baller. At Aiden B. Baller. Thanks for following us. At GTM Mom Dad. GTM Mom Dad. Thanks so much. High fly ball towards right. Duncan Faber will bring it in. Chandler Johnson. He will fly out. More Twitter followers as we get to the bottom of the 6th. So keep them coming. Keep following us at Jock Jive.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back for 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Jason Kidd on the hill to face Jordan Rios, Ethan Etter, and Cameron Valdez. You can't get a whole lot closer. 3-2 contest. 13 hits, 7 for Ephrata, 6 for Surrey County, and then the one mistake by both teams. Rios with a walk and a ground now, and Rios will be substituted for. Rios wasn't going to be on the hill in the 7th. He had reached a pitch count of 100. So they go ahead and go to the bench and put Gage Gibson in. Gibson batting in Rios' spot. Fouls off the toss. And you count even at 1 each. Well, still taking your new follows on Facebook or on Twitter rather in the bottom part of the 6th, and we'll give you a little love when you do so. That Twitter handle read. 885 followers, by the way, now on Twitter, trying to hit the 1,000 mark. 1 ball, couple of strikes. Facebook, we are 43 away from 10,000. Yep, guys trying to get and win a World Series crown, and we guys trying to get 10,000, a grand, and a grand. And we got the 1,000 YouTube subscribers now, shooting for 1,000 followers on Twitter and 10,000 likes on Facebook. About 115 shy on the Twitter following, and 43 away on Facebook. There's a strikeout of Gibson to begin the 6th for the River Dogs. 1 away. Ethan Etter comes to the plate. 1 away, nobody aboard. Cameron Valdez moves to the on-deck circle. Keep in mind, the reads of the live Twitter handles only happens in the 6th. So we are a couple of outs away from bringing it down the home stretch and heading into the top part of the 7th with Whitaker, Danley, and Durham all due up, lifted into foul territory. 0-1 on Etter. Etter wrapped into the 5-4 in the 2nd. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th. 0 for 1 officially. Count will even up at 1 each. Again, our baseball starts tomorrow morning. Same bat time, same bat channel. 11 o'clock in the morning right here on Jock Jive on the Afraid World Series 2017.com website. Also available on Facebook too. 2-1 pitch. Too far inside, 3-1. Bottom of the 6th, a 1-run Ephrata River Dog lead. That is not a comfortable advantage. And it's certainly not an insurmountable one for the team from North Carolina. Valdez awaiting his opportunity on deck. Kidd, who came in relief of Tyler Myers after 3 innings of work, has actually put just about as much work in from the standpoint of innings worked as Myers. Of course, Myers threw about 98 tosses in his 3 innings. Kidd now at 52 with the fanning of Etter. And there's 2 gone for Cameron Valdez. Valdez with a walk and a single. He is 1 for 1. The walk he got from Myers, the single he got off Kidd. Here's the 1-0 Kidd toss. 2 balls, no strikes. Joe Taylor has moved to the on-deck circle. 7th inning for Surrey County, North Carolina starts at the midpoint. Whitaker, Danley, and Durham. Again, outside of the strike zone, 3-0. Another new follower on Twitter, at Claire Villa. At Claire Villa. Thank you very much for following us. _ Tyler E. Smith. At _ Tyler E. Smith. Now a follower on Facebook too. Thank you very much, Tyler. Couple of strikeouts to begin the bottom of the 6th. Kidd fanning Gibson, then striking out Etter, hands the walk to Valdez. And a base runner aboard as Joe Taylor comes to the plate. Kidd with a look to the base runner, and then the toss coming home. He will miss the zone, 1-0. Joe Taylor's had a pretty successful day. A walk, a single, got on after a 4-6 and stole a base, scored a run as well. One of the 3 River Dog runs, compliments of Joe Taylor. Fouled out of play. Count is even, one apiece. Zach Berryman moving to the on-deck circle. 2 runs in the first, run plates in the 5th. That run in the 5th, the difference thus far in the game, because in the 4th, Surrey County plated a couple of runs. Left it tied after the top of the 4th, heading into the bottom of the 5th. It was the bottom of the 5th when the River Dogs reclaimed the lead. Throw goes down to second, and sitting there waiting with ball in mitt is Ethan Danley as Cameron Valdez is thrown out stealing. 1 base runner gets aboard. Nobody scores in the bottom of the 6th. Will 1 run do it? We go to the 7th. Whitaker, Danley, and Wood coming up for NC.
Hotel and Afraida that offers large, clean, king and queen size bedrooms with microwaves, fridges, cable TV, HBO, ESPN, and more. Free coffee and free continental breakfast included as well. They also have fax services and high-speed internet available to all rooms, all for an unbelievable low price. I'm talking about the Afraida Inn Motel, where it's their business to serve you. Call today toll-free at 877-454-3575, located at 848 Basin Street Southwest, the Afraida Inn Motel.
On the left, the $6 footlong Subway Club with turkey, Black Forest ham, and roast beef. On the right, the sweet onion chicken teriyaki dripping in sweet onion sauce. 2 footlongs enter, none leave, because you ate them. The sweet onion chicken teriyaki and the Subway Club, they're footlongs and they're $6 each. Subway, so much sandwich.
Gage Gibson is your new shortstop. That's because the former shortstop is now the pitcher, Joe Taylor. Coming in relief from Jordan Rios. Rios will throw 100 tosses, work 6 innings, give up a total of 6 base hits. He will strike out 3 and not issue a walk. Set down 7 in a row before the first North Carolina base hit, but Carolina gets a couple of runs in the 4th to tie it up. He leaves, though, with the lead, a 1-run advantage. Can Joe Taylor hold the 1-run lead? Or can Surrey County, North Carolina, tie it up and take the advantage in the top of the 7th? All right, another Twitter follower we've got to recognize. At Kaylee Snow 3. And Kaylee Snow, Kaylee with a couple of E's. Kaylee Snow 3, thanks so much. Tyler Whitaker with the ground out to third, 1 away. Facebook now 43 likes from 10,000. 1 away for Ethan Danley. Danley with a strikeout and a pop out. He's 0 for 2. Garrett Durham moving to the on-deck circle. Joe Taylor trying to save it for Jordan Rios. We are in the top of the 7th, exactly 2 hours in. Foul tip back, nothing in 2 on Danley. Danley with a strikeout in the 2nd. He popped out the 2nd and the 4th. In advance, let me thank you for all the shout-outs. Thank you for all the followers, the likes. Great to have you on the other end of the coverage, wherever you may be watching from. Whether it's in North Carolina, charging in from third, grabbing on the hop is Berryman. Throw over to first, and that will not get the runner. Safe at first, and the tying run on, that is Ethan Danley. Berryman on the run and throws into the dirt. The hit is credited to Danley, hit number 7. And the tying run on here in the 7th. as Garrett Durham comes to the plate. Bailey Johnson moves to the on-deck circle. Durham came in the fifth, got a single. Got to third on a throwing error, and then tagged out coming home on the Tyler Myers at bat. And really it was Ked that was batting at the time. It was the Myers spot in the original order, but Ked came in and batted, and Durham got tagged out at the plate. Ephrata, their next outing after this one will be tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Meanwhile, for Surrey County, we won't see them again until 5 o'clock in game 15. So that will happen on Tuesday. Count is even, one each on Durham. Johnson hoping for an opportunity, should get it. And if something really odd happens, like a double play, which I guess isn't that particularly odd in the world of baseball, but indeed an opportunity for Bailey Johnson as he awaits on deck. And it's all predicated upon Garrett Durham, though. He's got to get aboard. Shows bunt. Chops at it, commits 1-2. And now Durham with a 2-strike count, doubtfully tries to lay down the bunt. Reached out there and tried to get the stick on the ball and just couldn't poke it down the third base line. Wrapped foul to stay 1-2. I don't think we've recognized the maintenance crew, by the way. They do a sensational job. You want to see a piece of art? It's the work that they do between ball games to manicure the field. It's not just prepping it. I mean, they manicure it. They brush the mound and they drag the infield. Swing and a miss, and out goes Durham. And they gently lay down the chalk down the baselines. 2 gone, Bailey Johnson coming to the plate. So maintenance crew, great job. Some of the stuff that we tend to overlook. But just an absolutely gorgeous field here at Johnson O'Brien. 2 gone for Bailey Johnson. He is 1 for 2, a single and a strikeout. Got Danley as the base runner over at first. And Joe Taylor trying to hang on for the River Dogs, get them to 1-1 in pool play and drop North Carolina to 0-2. North Carolina hoping for a rally late, and that it will become they with that 1-1 mark, and it will be the River Dogs at 0-2. Go 0-2, you got to win your next 2 games. No doubt about it. And not a guarantee if you absorb a couple of losses that you get in. There could be some tiebreaker scenarios. So a 2-2 mark is not a guarantee, although you kind of like your chances with a 2-2 record. Swing and a miss, 0-2 on Johnson. No balls, couple of strikes. Johnson trying to extend the top part of the 7th. Joe Taylor trying to wrap it up into the dirt. The runner goes in scoring position. Ethan Danley. And now a Johnson base hit. Could very well tie this one up. Danley with his lead now in 2nd. And Bailey Johnson trying to drive in the base runner and send us to the bottom part of the inning. Previous contest went 2 hours, 17 minutes. It was officially the longest game of the World Series, but we are getting close with this one at 2 hours and 15 minutes. High pitch, count runs even at 2. Well, the game's not over. North Carolina's got a base runner in scoring position. It is a 2-strike count on Johnson. There are 2 gone. But if he connects, the run scores, and we go to the 7th. Hit foul, stays 2-2. Bailey Johnson has already got a base hit of the game. He had a single in the 3rd. That was off of the starting pitcher, Jordan Rios. Also fanned by Rios. And then strikeout happened to the 5th. Jed Kidd is on deck and wants a chance to bat in the 7th. Just missed outside, 3-2. Well, will Taylor walk him? Will Johnson get a base hit? Or will Taylor fan him? Or will Mr. Johnson ground out or pop out? Here's the payoff from Joe Taylor. Just missed high, ball 4. This one just a little bit high. Oh, that was close. The walk issued to Johnson, and that's got Kidd coming to the plate. And Joe Taylor, the focal point of a conversation on the hill. Conversation over with Taylor. Back behind home plate goes Ethan Enner. Base runners back to their respective positions at first and second. And now Jed Kidd, who came into the ball game in the 5th, hit into a 6-2. Into the box here in the 7th. The Mudcats trying to do whatever it takes in the dugout to get a run. Hit towards center field, and a diving catch in center field. Dakota Fingar. It looked like it could drop, and it does, right into the mitt of a diving Fingar. Well, you see on your scoreboard hashtag Babe Ruth WS. Got a feeling you might see a diving catch by Dakota Fingar to end the ball game as one of the highlight clips from today's baseball here by going to Facebook and Twitter and putting hashtag Babe Ruth WS in the search engine. It ends with drama. Diving catch by Fingar. And North Carolina, which looked like it just might, doesn't in the top of the 7th, and Ephrata wins it by a final of 3-2. Thanks to the iFiber camera crew for the great job on cameras. James Crenshaw has been your producer. I'm Robert Williamson. We will see you tomorrow on Jock Jive.
Congratulations to both players. Okay, thank you.